So our first agenda item, I wanted to just talk about what I generally see out with businesses as to what they're doing with cybersecurity. So starting with these basic elements, obviously everybody across the globe has these elements, a firewall, they've got some version of like antivirus software on their machines, and spam filtering. I mean, if you didn't have these elements, it would be disastrous, right? So super, super basic. And then, just going up one notch, phishing protection. I mean, we provide it as part of our service, phishing protection and DNS filtering, which protects your people from, clicking on a link that they shouldn't. And then multi-factor authentication. I hope everyone on this call is implementing it already, especially for Microsoft 365. It's about the biggest vulnerability that exists right now, or the biggest risk or threat that is involved. And I'm sure everybody on this call has some version of a backup system for your data. Maybe not to the extent of having a disaster recovery and or business continuity solution like we provide with our service, but let's just suffice to say, everybody has some sort of a means of backup. So the one thing that is in common with all of these basic elements, and this is generally the extent of what I see out there in the businesses that I speak to, is that all of these things, maybe with the exception of the backup, are all measures to help stop a breach from happening in the first place. We want to keep the criminals outside of your system, and that's what all those tools are really meant for. However, maybe and this was absolutely necessary and probably really good up until maybe at least a couple of years ago, when a lot of the landscape started changing with how criminals are, executing their attacks.